Speak it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of PairOfSocks Lost here on Hero Club Live. I am your Dungeon Master, Dylan McCullum. This is Hero Club, and Hero Club Live is not the main thing we do on Hero Club. No. The main thing we do is our podcast, where we take our TTRPG sessions that we record live around the table, and we edit them down with sound effects and music, painstakingly, I might add, into these tight, taut little audio anthologies. I was speaking and I spelled Hero Club wrong in the chat. There we go. Okay, don't worry about it. Into these tight, taut little audio anthologies where you can start wherever you want at any season, multiple different genres, and have a blast with any of our fun stories and characters. I will now list every single one of the genres and different seasons we have, and I won't miss a single one. Get ready, watch. I bet I will do it.
In chronological order.
In chronological order? Jesus Christ. Okay, we have noir. We have a gothic western. We have Christmases. At least one of the Christmases, and then the other Christmas comes later. And then we have space. And then we have werewolves and then moonshine werewolves, and then I think that's where the Christmas comes in. And then we have animal pirates. Animal pirates goes, I think, definitely before, but animal pirates comes first. We have many different animal pirates, so there's going to be animal pirates that comes later. Animal pirates. Then we have slasher flick. We have stoner flick. We're not in chronological order anymore. We have slasher flick. We have stoner flick. We have Quentin Tarantino send-ups. We have adventure. Ooh, we have adventure. Do you like Atlantis, the movie? Then you're gonna love this one, because it's that, but not. Do you like people having fun? Because that's what we are. And then, hey, if I missed any of them, which I for sure did, and if you want to go back and be like, Dylan, how do you not know the chronological order of these seasons? Well, we've been doing this for a long time, and we have a lot of seasons, so you better go prove me wrong in the comments by listening to each one of them in chronological order and be like, actually, Dylan, you're not really good at your own thing. And I'll be like, hey, at least you listened, idiot. How much coffee has Dylan had? None. Okay, but here on Hero Club Live, we just play some good old-fashioned Dungeons and Dragons. I will explain more about what PairOfSocks Lost is. We'll get into the recap after we talk and introduce our lovely players for this evening. Let's start with Jasmine. Jasmine, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else you want to say.
Hello, I'm Jasmine. I play Zara. She is a level 11 rogue, fighter, warlock, and newly halfling once again.
And that's a thing I forgot to update on the overlay. I'll do that next time. I'll do that after.
It's okay.
Tonight.
She's a creepy doll at heart, always.
Always and forever. And let's go on over to Marty. Marty, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else you want to say.
Hello, everyone. I'm Marty Abbey Schneider. I played D&D all day today, and I can't wait to play for 3 more hours. I played Golzog Intestine Scarf, a Way of the Astral Self orc monk, and I'm happy to report that my hair is doing amazing.
We were quite literally just talking about Marty's hair moments before we went live, so thank you, Hales. Thank you. Okay, let's kind of move on over to John. John, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else you want to say.
Hello, my name is John Madison. I play Tone Zazuru, level 10 arcane chef, who is in the fight for his life and his future right now, possibly his soul, in the penultimate moment of, certainly for him, this campaign. And he just saw his father become Ozide by sorry, is that the right way to say it?
Oh yeah, Ozide. Yeah, Ozide, of course.
Ozide by Archfey. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited. Also, this is the sign for tonight. This is how you say friends, like this. You go like.
Did you say silent sign?
Sign language sign. I don't know what I don't know what I said. I meant to say sign language. This is the sign for tonight, this is friends.
Well, thanks, John. And last but not least, Hannah. Hannah, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else you want to say.
Yo! I'm Hannah. I play Marabella Graveneye, a level 11.
Yeah.
Cleric of the Grave Domain. She will help you put your friends in the ground and will be happy to do it. I have a fun fact, and that is that the Netherlands has the world's tallest population.
Oh,
Really?
Not very, maybe not surprising if you've been over there, or maybe it is, but that's it. That's the tea.
And the
I
fun
guess I
thing,
would have
yes,
guessed
Marty?
like Norway. I guess I would have guessed like Norway.
Well,
is
the
what
fun
I-
thing about it is that they haven't accounted for that in their construction or their just any of their buildings, because they
Right.
still, all of their buildings are still like very old. And so as someone who has been there and is a tall person, it is not built for us at all. it's really bad.
I remember going to Germany and feeling uncomfortable because everyone was like my height,
Mhm.
and I didn't like it. For those of you that don't know, I'm 6'1", so I like being the tallest female around.
Mhm.
And that was, everyone was just kind of like, oh, everyone's at eye level. And I was like, is this how normal people feel all the
Yeah.
time? I don't like it.
The average height of the Hero Club cast members really
It's
really
very
has shocked
tall.
people. Really has shocked people to their core. And it like people don't expect it ever.
Yeah.
And it really has. I'm not talking about you, Jasmine. But really.
No, but I was in a Zoom writers room for like the whole pandemic, and then we met in person, and one of the writers looks at me and they're like, I thought you'd be taller. And I'm like,
Oh,
thanks?
Which isn't, it doesn't have as good of a connotation as like, wow, you're a lot taller than I thought, because you can be like, thank you, but like, you're smaller in stature than I had imagined you.
Yeah, I don't
And
know
it
if
feels
that's,
like it has that double edge.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my personality's big? Is that what you? I
That's
don't
good,
know.
actually. If you give off like 5'7", 5'8" energy.
Just so
I
much
love-
confidence.
Anna, I love how that's about as tall as you would go for Jasmine.
Wait,
If you
no,
give
Jasmine's
a
tall.
5'8", 5'7".
5'9" on a good day.
wait, taller
No,
than
it's
they
because
thought,
Jasmine's
though.
like,
Taller than
like
they thought means they
stabby.
expected you to be shorter, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh no! Sorry, they said They said I thought you'd be taller.
I thought you'd
Oh,
be
I
taller.
thought you'd be taller.
Yeah.
Oh, so they did think you'd be a
They
more...
they thought like 5'5", I think, which is like, I would have
Average.
loved that. I would have loved to have been 5'5", but here we are in this world where I am not,
Yep.
and
This is maybe my favorite comment of all time, which is Jasmine's closer to the ground to scoop up all the deviousness.
accurate.
Oh
And,
my
That's
god,
funny.
Tails
And
on
on
fire
that-
with the commentary.
And on that, I am your dungeon master for this evening, Dylan McCullum. This is PairOfSocks Lost. It is, as I said before, based on the musical, of the album, of the concert version, of the book, of the play, of the 5e adventure book Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We have strayed so far from the path of God on that one. It's all different. I wear my inspiration right on my sleeve, to the point where I might even get copywritten at some point. Someone might be like, hey, are you sure you can do this? I don't know. I don't know. So basically, Wizard of Oz, Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland, Phantom Tollbooth, all these books, The Missing Piece, you smoosh them all together. Velveteen Rabbit, obviously now. You put them all together. Toy Story 3. You put them all together and you just smoosh them up into your head, into my head canon. I made my friends become the main characters, and I've been having a blast with them for the last year and a half, basically. Yeah. So, what do you say we get into the recap as we go into the final 3 games of this campaign, shall we? Last we left off, the brothers Darling asked Zara for a very odd request: to kill their sister. But for a moment, so that 2 things could happen. 1, so that she could finally rest for a moment, so they could resurrect her in her own body, as Michael Darling and John Darling had been trying to do so for so many years. But 2, so that Zara might tag Wendy back and become it once more, in the devious, deadly game of tag that the cat had challenged her to so very long ago. And so Zara did. The Darling family finally reunited. And Zara finding herself in a very odd final battlefield for her last game. But instead of playing it out, she simply used her wish. And wished for the game to be over, and for all the players to be at peace. Long ago, I once said, as the narrator of this story, that the Feywild honors intention. And so it was. And we then learned the cat, long ago, was her stuffed animal, an imaginary friend that she had lost, left behind, and trapped in this world, going crazy with doubt and loneliness, longing, and abandonment. And when faced with the idea of getting that lost thing back, Zara, ever different from her peers, decided that the thing that she lost was not what was missing in her life. That sometimes holes do not need to be filled. And that who she is and who the cat was fine. They could move on as individuals. And so they did. And Zara made the choice to return to her old body, finally letting go of the past and accepting who she was. Tone got ready for the cooking competition in the morning, getting everything prepared to make one final meal, a meal to impress an archfey who is never impressed. His father, I'll say it, piece of shit father, went first in the competition. And instead of cooking, did nothing but try to sabotage the competition. And while this is part of it, his disregard for the art, the craft, the idea of cooking, he threw away everything just to get revenge. And so Tone muddled his mind and polymorphed him, running out his time. And Taizo cooked nothing, offending Bylantine so much that they decided to punish them and removed the memory of his ability to cook at all. It is in this very odd, very intense moment of shock and stunned silence from the rest of the competitors who have never seen such a brutal punishment. They've seen death before. They've seen bloodshed, harm. They've seen people kicked off this very floating island. But this seemed cruel. This scares them. We will return in a moment. But high in the sky, far away from this cooking competition, in the villa of Bylantine, Golzog and Testin Scarf, Gloryhoof and Pavel, along with the Modrones and one of the founders of the city, Humphrey, have been searching, flying, scouting out for the potential device, arcane or otherwise, that might explode sometime soon in the city, planted by the two long ago. Golzog Off stream, I had you roll a perception check or an investigation check. Could you do that again for me, please?
And say the number from before or new check?
New check. I believe the last number was around 16.
Yes. And you said investigation or what?
Or perception.
Ay. Oh, fuck you. 9.
You meet, you meet back up for a moment with Humphrey and Pavel down on the ground. Pavel, this tin soldier, hops off of Gloryhoof as Gloryhoof lands, clearly also having flown. Gloryhoof's power set, very confusing, but very cool as he slowly whips the hair out of his face.
Wow.
Humphrey and the legion of Modrones fly down. All right, kid. Have you noticed anything from above?
Have I?
No.
Said the I can keep looking as long as it takes, but I haven't found anything yet.
I went through with the Modrones over to the floats, the things that were built by Stinkbug or the two or whatever. We couldn't find anything. Now, I don't say for sure that I was able to spot everything. My eyes have been going lately, but I couldn't find a single thing. I know that's what your friend said might be the case, and that makes sense, but I'm not getting anything from it. Pavel speaks up. That sounds... not Pavel, Gloryhoof. That's interesting.
I was going to say, sorry, Dylan, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me who the southern accenty voice is.
It's Humphrey. Humphrey. The egg.
It's Humphrey. Perfect. Yeah. Now I know exactly who Humphrey is.
Gloryhoof just says, Pavel. That sounds interesting. Has the Weaver been able to explain everything at all? The tin soldier just kind of scratches their head. The Weaver has begun to spin in circles. They do not say everything that is on their mind. It seems as though there is a blockage, something that is not allowing them to speak of the things that they are able to see. I imagine it is the will of the Queen of Glass. Her power is permeating through this land. Very powerful magics. Concealing whatever this device is. So, we keep looking, yes. Humphrey turns to you. Goes on. We'll keep looking, but if you want to be there for your friend right now, we understand. He's up there on the, on that floating island up there. At Balanton's villa. It's up to you.
The cooking contest?
It should be it should be going right now, yeah.
How much time do you think I have? Could I look a little more and still make it?
Depends on when he's going. Unsure of when he's up, but I'm sure you could look a little bit longer.
Just Golzog looks out at where he was flying before, knowing the importance of finding that device. Just another 10 minutes.
Okay.
And takes back off.
Where do you decide to look? Where I know you don't have the full map of the city, but what is your instinct of where you want to look while flying around for this potential thing. And you can also make an insight check or a history check to see if that might help you.
Let me make I believe, and let me make an insight check and see. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Wow. Jesus fucking Christ, okay.
I have rolled some nat 20s at pretty crucial times.
I try to keep a poker face when asking for certain rolls, but this is one of those rolls that's like, oh yeah, that's a really fucking huge nat 20. What's your insight? What's the total? Like when you add 20 to your insight?
Oh, it would have been 23 because my modifier was
23.
Just
okay, yeah. Something occurs to you, Golzog. Something that maybe it's your newfound sense of bravery. You've been thinking about this thing, this explosion potentially happening in front of everyone. But you also remember that they had constantly said that they want to bring this place down. They want to bring this place down.
They, the two?
The two, yeah. Well, and also the Queen of Glass.
Yeah.
Just in general, like they, them.
Yeah.
They.
Gotcha.
And you start to realize that maybe you've been walking around on this floating city for so long, and maybe everyone else has been walking around on this floating city for so long, they almost forgot that it's a floating island in the middle of the sky. And that you've been looking on top of it. But what if there's something beneath it?
Oh my god. Grumptious eye. You guys, we've been flying over Fable Rise, but it's not like the regular world, which is flat. It's, it's a three-dimensional thing.
Glory Hubs goes, right, of course, yeah.
We can. It's medieval fantasy.
Yes, the flat
guys,
Earth, yeah.
What if we looked under Fable Rise?
Ugh. Hey, you just see Humphrey just goes, oh. But how would he? That would mean. Oh, I'm such a fucking idiot. Now, quickly,
What?
now,
That would
now,
mean what?
now. And he just looks at you and just goes, it was a secret. But when we made this place, when Stinkbug designed this place, the bloody things that keep this place afloat, the things that are the glyphs, the arcane glyphs that are down there, they are down there below.
So if something were to happen to the glyphs, Fable Rise would fall out of the sky, right?
Fuck did he find that out? And he just starts like, he gets essentially a small chariot driven by like dozens of those Modrones, like lift him up, goes, go, 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 go,
Great.
go, 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 go. Are you coming?
Golzog takes off after him.
Okay.
Yeah! Also, Dylan, I have taken a rest, right? I'm not at 1 HP anymore.
No, this is the morning. This is in the morning.
This is the next day after
This is
my
the
fight
next
school,
day.
yeah.
You woke up and this is the next day.
I just haven't touched the character sheet since last time, so.
Yep, this is the next day. All right. That
Perfect.
was an insanely important nat 20. Okay, moving
Right.
moving on over back into the sky.
Ooh.
There is this moment of silence. So you all have just witnessed this thing happen where your father, who was like stoic and not saying anything, was basically just like touched on the forehead by Bylantine, who said, "You do not remember to Julienne? You do not know how to sauce?" And you can see what's happening. You all are aware of what they're able to do, and their memory is gone, wiped. There is a stunned moment from all of the other competitors. As Tazio just falls to the ground, the pot that was animated next to him falls to the ground, unanimated. Whoa. Where am I? What's going on? Don? Don, is that you?
Hello. Yeah, it's me.
Bylantine just kind of fades back for a moment, seemingly pleased with what they've done. Tomas, is that you, boyo? What? Am I dead?
Was that to Tomas or to Tone?
To the general.
To...
Yeah, both.
No, you're alive, Dad. It's a lot to explain. I think maybe you just sit down for now, and maybe we'll talk later. Maybe not. Yeah.
Why do I feel like you? I feel like I haven't seen you. But why do I feel like why do I feel it's rage when I look at you?
I don't know, Dad. I think you've been here a long time, and you've been obsessed with success for a long time. I think maybe if there's time, we could all have some therapy together and talk about it. Maybe, but now's not the time to explain. You've been obsessed with success and sabotaging me and honestly your other son Tomas here, and I can't explain why. It's not my responsibility to take that on, because you've been out of my life for all of my life, and you've been borderline abusive to my half-brother, Tomas here. So I don't know if you're under some spell, but it doesn't exactly excuse your behavior. So anyway, you get that one for free. I think you should just sit down and stay out of the way.
Tazio just kind of looks, seems like scowling, angry at you. I feel it's empty inside. What am I missing?
What are you missing? Gratitude, love, an appreciation for life, that you get to live here. that you had a family, you had a new family here and your own place. Gratitude would probably, I'd start with that. I don't know if they have a potion you could drink, or again, therapy would help a lot. I don't know why been the poster child for therapy here in this world, but it's important. Even I don't know why I know. Anyway,
so you see, Tomas just kind of leans into you. It's all right. We don't have to say anything. Another word. Let's just go in. Hey! Look at me! Look at me! Let's go in. And
okay.
let's make a nice meal for our friends. Right?
Right.
Alright. Valentine. Is it our turn? We have a good meal to make. Yes. It is your turn. The time starts when you enter. You know you have the time limit. And, whoever wants to try to stop you will.
Joan, are you running in?
Not yet. What do you want to do something?
Oh, I just wanted to wish you good luck. And she's going to give you a big hug. And as Marabella gives Tone a hug, she will cast Death Ward on him.
Whoa!
Nice.
Just in case, and I don't know what your piece of shit fucking dad did in there, so there you go. Good luck.
Thanks.
Don't oversalt anything. I don't know how cooking works. Bye.
Oh, that's that's actually a great piece of advice. So yeah, I won't.
Oh, and here's a guidance. I don't know.
Hell yeah! Got any more? What else you got?
That's all I can.
All right,
I
that's
can
a lot.
bless
I'll
you.
take it. I'll take it. Okay.
You see, Tomas just goes, Marabella?
Oh,
I step away. I'll give him a little bit of privacy.
I would like a spell cast on me too.
Fuck it. She'll go ahead and Death Ward Tomas.
Well, he sees you like start pulling out components, and he was like, "Oh no! I was trying to be. I was gonna. And he just was like, I was gonna do a thing where the second that you tried to cast a spell on me, I was gonna like turn it into a kiss of some kind."
Oh,
I
get it. I was ready.
No, and it might be good, but I just don't. I don't know. If you want to cast it on me, that's fine. I really blew that, didn't I?
Look,
it's just it seems like it was so expensive.
You've been to one of these before, right?
I've been,
but you never like participated in one.
My dad wouldn't let me. He said I would.
God, your dad fucking sucks. Sorry, I don't mean to put lemon juice in a wound, but God, you just deserve so much better.
You see this like broken man just kind of staring at his hands. Retroactively, can you make a persuasion check for me? Not you. Make a persuasion check for me. Tone, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wasn't ready for that. Persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Okay, cool.
I didn't feel very persuasive anyway, so that's fine.
Continue. Okay.
So
bad.
Because I think Zara and I are going to hang out here, to try to help Tone. What, in your experience with these, what is like the most helpful thing that we can do while we're out here?
Kind of just like looks back at Tone. I'm worried, to be honest, that Tone is a little off kilter after what just happened. I'm a little bit too, but we've both been, the best thing that we can do, and I think the thing that people often forget, is that this is not a battle. It may seem like one, Valentine may try to make it feel like one, but this is a cooking competition. So the best thing that we can do, both of us, all of us, you too, Zara, wherever you are, okay, is truly and simply find a way to let him cook.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. Yes.
and she's like looking around to make sure, and maybe she'll like whisper this in his ear to make sure that it's very secret. But what ingredients would you not want anything to happen to?
Fresh mint. Anything fresh, like fresh mint, fresh tomatoes. Anything I need to pick, that would be fresh. Fresh mint, fresh tomatoes, herbs, and those are the big ones. And it also, because I've brought some ingredients that I've prepped a couple of weeks ago, I would say, mint is a big. I need fresh mint more than anything. Also celery, but mint being number one.
I will avoid those.
Great. Yeah, I need that badly.
Okay, so this is how we're gonna do this.
Okay.
Basically, this is going to be more of a skill challenge than it is going to be a battle. I will have you guys, because a battle with this many people would be, frankly, at least with this many named characters with all abilities, untenable. It just would. But they all have their abilities. I have them statted out. What it's going to be is that the friends of Tone can help outside. What that's going to look like, because he's going to be doing a skill challenge inside. What you will all be able to do is you can use a spell or an attack of some kind. If you expend resources, it helps. You will need to hit your own skill check of some kind. You can tell me what skill. It will be a DC of some kind. Your spell can lower it. If you succeed in yours, it will be like an opposed skill check based off of the other things that are happening. If you succeed, you will be adding a +2 to anything that Tone is doing inside. Basically, you all helping outside will be giving him like a +2 inside. If you beat the DC by like 5 or more, it'll be a +3. So you two can help, and also if Tone is out there, can help him like add stuff to his own skill check. Basically, that's what you'll be able to do.
So how does it look like if we cast a spell?
So yeah, casting a spell, especially depending on what the spell does, can like really help. It will essentially lower your DC for like what you need to do to add a bonus to him.
Tone's DC?
What it will do for Tone, so it's kind of, so let me just try to make it clear. So for Tone, all the things that he does will lower, like if he casts a spell or uses a resource, it will lower the DC for him. Like that he's doing personally. You all need to hit your own DCs to give aid to him, because there will be like a struggle outside, essentially. If you use a spell to do that, it will lower the DC that you need to hit personally, basically. Like if it's kind of like a skill challenge where if you use a spell, and especially depending on like what the level does or what it happens with it, it might mean that like, hey, you had to hit like a DC 23, but now you have to hit a DC 15, because you used a spell of some kind. And if
can I also cast spells?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna. It'll probably make more sense once we start getting into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
But we're ready and here for it.
Yeah, I'll call for different things from each of you and tell you kind of like what, based on what's happening, like it'll either up the DC or lower the DC. Specifically Tone, it's a DC, you have to get 6 successes. I don't know why I chose 6, because that's the worst thing to say after successes is 6. Before you get 4 failures.
Okay.
The idea is that
I'm cooking 4 things.
Yeah, it's
or
for the whole course of this.
Got it. 6 successes before I get 4 failures.
Yeah, it's like the idea is that this is the whole skill challenge for the whole cooking thing.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So, do you head on in? What is it that you're cooking first?
Should I tell you what I'm cooking first and then what spells I want to cast?
Yeah.
Okay. So this first dish that I want to prepare, again, this is sort of an elevated Fey version of what I had as a child, and also a little bit what Tone has as a child. So this first meal is what I'm calling enchanted logs with sunbeam mousse and cranberry pearls. So it's like an elevated version of ants on a log. It's going to be shaved celery for the log, and then it's going to be a whipped sunflower butter with like cream cheese to create like a elevated light airy mousse. And then I'm taking like molecular gastronomy to take cranberry and put them into like nitrogen little pearls as the little ants, with a little bit of honey lavender ginger on top. And then I'm going to finish that off with, because I have all of these extracted emotions, I want to add another level of saltiness to it. And so I'm going to be finishing it off with Zara's saltiness that I took when Zara was fighting with Sir Talavar at David's, and then also the complicated emotions that we just had, Tomas and I, forgiving our father.
Okay. Okay.
I can't wait for you to open your restaurant, John.
Thank you very much. John, so this is just the appetizer.
John, this level of creativity is gonna make me fucking cry. Okay.
Wait till you get to the dessert, baby, because it's gonna knock your socks off.
So for this first check, what spell do you want to cast? Like,
Tone is running in.
Right.
He's running in, and then I assume Tone's gonna have to go outside to grab ingredients.
You can go outside to grab ingredients. You can also send Tomas out to go grab ingredients. It's up to you.
I don't want Tomas casting spells. I want Tomas acting as my sous chef.
Okay.
So because we don't know what could happen with wild magic. I also want Tomas checking for traps that might be left over in that kitchen. So what I would love to do, I don't need any ingredients for the from outside for this first dish,
right?
But I will need it for future dishes. So I want to cast 2 spells, but I'm gonna have to wait till my next turn. So the first spell I'm going to cast is I'm going to cast I'm going to cast Tiny Servant at 3rd level. So that'll give me 3 little objects that I animate, and I want them helping to prep these ingredients.
Okay.
I also want them, and I'm going to animate a little pot, a little cauldron.
Okay.
And then I also want to animate 2 little knives that can start like mincing things and prepping other ingredients.
Okay.
I also want the cauldron to start prepping now for the second meal, for the second dish, which is going to include, and because I need to boil it down for a long time, it's going to include some of the Yellow Brick Road herbs and like dirt from way back, because I need to put that in water and like boil it down and then drain it just to get the salt from that. So I want to start doing that now for the second dish.
Okay. A spell has been cast, an incredible spell. I will remark on my own damn prep that I had an animated pot and 2 knives ready to go. And can you do... This is not your check. This is a separate thing. This is to see how effective the spell will be. Can you make an Arcana check for me?
Yes, sir. And I have guidance?
You do.
You have 1 guidance, my friend.
Oh, 1? I'll save it. It's 22.
22, okay. Okay, that will lower the DC. You've effectively lowered the DC by 5 with the casting of your spell.
Okay.
So this is outside. You two outside. Are you doing anything that you want to help? You're seeing this first round of cooking, a lot of the people are pretty still kind of stunned and wavering by what's going on. You see some people kind of like, you see at the very least, the only person who seems to be really like already on fire, like barking orders like, make sure that you are looking at the moment that those doors open, is Blanche by Blanche. Is Blanche from Blanche by Blanche. Blanche is screaming at their sous chef. The other ones who are even like, and Blanche by Blanche is also, by the way, this one right here. That's Blanche. This one's screaming. That's their sous chef right here. The other ones that you were told, like you had also heard this, to watch out for, essentially anyone who is big, they're not actually big, they're just important. So they're the ones that are like the ones that are kind of you want to look out for. Again, this first round, everyone's still a little stunned by what just happened with Taizo, who's over here now. But is there anything that you two want to do to try to help in any way?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
It also may be helpful to watch the... Tomas is good, or so one of us is going to have to bring the first dish out. So maybe...
Well, yeah. Again, yeah. Once the dishes get like, so the dishes are always.
Once the dishes are complete, they don't get fucked with.
Yeah. It's the.
Okay.
The dishes get put into essentially a chest of preserving, which is like a magical like stasis cube, and it's like that can't be fucked with. Like that is a thing where
Great.
Bylantine likes the show, but still wants to see what gets made. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Okay. But yeah. Okay. Is there anything that you two want to do? You do not have to.
Can I use my stealth
Mm-hmm.
to sort of like kind of get the temperature of the room and see if anyone has any intention of fucking up with Tone?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
$19.
19. Okay. 19. Let me see. What did I have it set to? 19 is a success on your skill check. So that means you will add a +2 to this roll, John. You're getting a +2.
Oh, awesome.
From Zara.
That's
Zara,
great.
You are
Thank
able to tell that, obviously, because it's like very easy to tell, Blanche is like still in game mode. You hear, though, under their breath, Chandra and Tyvar over here are just whispering to each other as they just say, like, we're not gonna go, like, basically, like, do not go first. Do not try to rush the door. Head towards the garden. Head towards the cornucopia. Get them there. And you see, like, that they're kind of wanting their sous chef over here to start heading towards the cornucopia, which is all the way over here. So they're kind of like essentially want to start, instead of dealing with the door, going all the way over here. Like to take station here for when they try to get food. So you now know like that they're a threat because they're acting kind of on the low. And you watch them attempt to like hide amongst the bushes as this is all kind of happening. And you can see them.
I'll continue to keep a close eye on them, and I'll act when appropriate.
Yes. Marabella, you doing anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to the cornucopia, and I would like to... Now, Dylan.
Yes.
Dylan.
Yeah, what's up?
I have a question for you because I would like to use a spell. It's not a ranged spell, or no, sorry, it's not like an area of effect, but I'm wondering if because the spell is like very powerfully targets one thing, if I could like have it like normally it's like one creature takes 8d8 necrotic damage. So could I kind of like spread that? It's blight. I want to cast blight on the ingredients that Tone doesn't need. So I'm wondering because it's like,
okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll say this: make an Arcana check or religion check for me.
Religion, gonna be religion. Oh no, I botched.
Botched. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that happens.
Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes it happens. So you try to, and you try to do so, and it's like an incredible idea, and you're focusing to like try to spread out the magic. It's a very difficult thing trying to alter how spells work, but you know that if you could like really blight all the rest of the food stores, it would be a really good idea. What happens is, because you're focusing so hard, you do misfire, and with a botch, you didn't botch too bad. I rolled, it was only a 31. You just miss, but now everyone sees that you're there, and also a lot of them know that spell and are like, oh, it's on, like it's happening now. So that obviously did not aid in you, and your personal DC will be a little higher next time, Marabella, because of that botch. But now there's like more. Zara, you hear like people starting going like, was that blight? Is someone trying to blight the food? Oh shit! Okay, get there, get go. Yeah, no. Are they trying to divert attention from the door? Like they're scattering, but that's happening. Now.
Okay, so that's how it's gonna work, is like when we cast a spell, we have to like try to cast the spell.
Well, it's the idea is that the spell that you were using was you aiding him, you know? Well, in that instance, it was the fact that you were trying to do something that the spell couldn't do, so I was having you roll for it. Like, if you had just cast Blight on, like, one thing, sure, but you were trying to do something that's, like, not possible. But also, but I guess you're right, but that is fair. I will say, because you botched on it, it's going to be a higher DC, but I will say this. Roll a nature check, or a or what would you call the check? What would you want the check to be?
Insight.
Okay, roll.
I don't know what check I'm doing. If we're just throwing out checks.
Yeah, okay, because of the botch, I'll say this. You're still trying to help him. You're hoping maybe that your botch helped him in some way. It's going to be a higher DC because of the botch, but roll a check just to see.
An insight check?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Okay. 16.
16.
So bad.
That is not high enough to help him, but we'll do that, because you're right. That was just the check to see if the spell worked. This is the actual check to see what would happen. The DC was not lowered by you casting a spell, but you did in fact cast Blight. You did in fact expend the resource.
Okay. Did any plants get it? Or no?
Not with a botch.
Like, did it go to 1? No. Okay.
I'll say this.
Hey,
the roll of the botch was good enough that you didn't blight things that he wanted.
Okay, we'll take it.
Yes. So,
That's good.
okay. Now, back to you, Tone. You have a +2 from Zara's aid, even though you don't really know it. That's just happening. You lowered the DC by 5. You don't know the DC, but make a chef's tools check. So I believe we've done this before, where you're cooking. I know you're proficient.
Is
in
that
it, and you for sure?
is that just a D20 or?
Well, it's going to be a
What is
D20
that?
roll with proficiency for sure. I forget exactly what the chef's tools check is, based off of.
Oh,
But we've done cooking checks before. I believe it's Arcana
Yeah.
for you. I think it's
It's
just
been a
going to be an
while.
Arcana check because of how you.
okay. So with proficiency, it's included. Arcana is in
Yeah, so just roll an Arcana check
what?
because
Arcana. Okay.
because you have
That makes sense.
proficiency, so it's your intelligence plus proficiency that would be the same as Arcana. Right?
Got it. Okay, here we go. Pretty good. 26.
26. That is a success. That is definitely a success. So that is one success of 6 successes that you need. That is the first one.
Okay.
So this is it's
Okay.
kind of gonna go. So now
All right.
that's your first. What is the
Intense.
next?
I like
what is the next step that you're doing?
So happy you asked. So this next meal, I do need ingredients for. This is elevated childhood. So this next one is going to be sort of a enchanted grilled cheese, like
Oh, sounds
diamonds
so good.
with tomato basil soup, but the cheese is going to have both like Gruyere and Gouda for like smokiness mixed with like with the meltiness of the Gruyere. What I want to happen now is I want to have this. I'm hoping as a part of my ingredients, I found some really, really just banging like sourdough or maybe challah bread that I could have, or whatever the fantasy version of that is, in prepped for this. And then I'd love to have my knives kind of like prepare the bread with the butter, get that going, while I go out and get some really juicy heirloom tomatoes for the soup,
Okay.
the tomato basil soup.
Um,
And then it's going to be topped with some other ingredients, which I will finish off with after I get the basil and the tomatoes.
Okay.
So
yeah. So
may I cast a spell?
of course you can.
I'd love to cast a spell. I'd love to cast a 5th level spell, Far Step.
Far step. Okay.
Which should allow me to teleport as a bonus action up to 60 feet every turn for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to do that, cast that,
Amazing.
and then can you tell me, can I clock where I can through the window see some tomatoes and
Yeah, I mean,
an
so-
herb garden?
So through the window, you know that you're able to get outside. They're basically going to be around here. This casting of the spell will for sure lower the DC to 5.
Okay.
And also because of this particular spell, honestly, because of it's not lowering the DC to 5, it's lowering it by 5.
Got it.
Like, you don't even have to roll to see how effective it is. That's just really fucking good for this one. So you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're able to pretty succinctly get out there and get the tomatoes and get back in.
I can only bonus action once per turn.
No,
So
I know it's once
I
per
think
turn.
I'm stuck there on this turn.
You're stuck there on this
Okay.
turn, but because we're doing it kind of differently, you don't have to run
Oh.
out. You're only there for a turn.
Got it.
People are not going to really be able to get to you that easily. However, we will see a couple of things. We're going to go with Zara and Marabella. What are you going to try to do to help him? people are now starting, like I said, to move towards the space a little bit. But
Can I
what
do
is your
a
plan?
oh.
What are you trying to do to help and
Can I-
aid?
Can I do like a survival check? I don't know if this is possible, but is there any way to like slow them down? I don't have any magic to like make it difficult terrain, but to like I don't know. Any way to just slow them down from getting to the cornucopia?
You can always just attack.
I could? That
Yeah.
wouldn't be
That's the Zara way.
I fireball. No.
You can always so
Great.
because this is a place where you can attack them because like once it's happening you
Okay.
can start doing that. Yeah, you can attack and then we'll make a check based off of damage, basically.
Actually, this is what I think I want to do. I want to wait till I get to the cornucopia, and then can I just like pickpocket whatever they put in their pockets, like whatever ingredients they pick up?
Sure.
Because I have my pickpocket ability.
Sure, yeah. You know what? Then make a sleight of hand check for me. As you actually try to, like, you let people just kind of run by. You look over and you see that Tone has kind of, like, teleported in. And you see some of them start, like, running towards him. And you just start, like, once they start going towards and trying to, like, grab other ingredients or try to get to him, you just start picking pockets. Or just picking pockets regardless of, like, maybe you even pickpocket recipes and shit like that they have on them. Or other ingredients that they already have on them at the moment. Go ahead.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is a success, so you will get a +2 to this roll, Tone, as there are new ingredients. Ingredients are being added. You're just getting information.
Incredible. Thank you.
What are you doing, Marabella?
Are the dots representative of where people are right now?
Yes.
Great. This is gonna be a little it's fun. It's D&D, baby. Okay. In the like area, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna do it. It's gonna be fun. In this area here, because this is kind of like a skinny little area that people have to walk through.
Yeah.
I would love to cast insect plague.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Which is swarming biting locusts fill a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. The sphere spreads around corners. It remains for the duration. Area is lightly obscured, and the sphere's area is difficult terrain. When the area appears, each creature in it must make a con save. They take 4d10 piercing damage on a failed save, as half as much on a successful one.
Okay. Can I get a
That's great.
Can I get
Great.
a
Good shit.
Arcana check or nature check or religion check from you?
Okay. Yes.
That of course will lower the DC of your check, and it will. I'm rolling for them as well
Okay.
behind the scenes to see what they do.
Oh, there we go. That's a better number. 23.
23.
Religion.
23 religion. That's going to be 5 more than what you needed. So that means that you're going to add a +3. You're getting a +5 from both of your friends right now.
That's so great. I needed that.
And I will say this is so. What's going to be happening is that I'm also making essentially like skill checks for the rest of them instead of like attacks and stuff like that. They're making skill checks to try to sabotage you.
Got it.
Secretly, any skill check that succeeds for them is like upping the DC a little bit too. So like you lowered the DC, you're getting bonuses. They're like upping the DC a little bit more and more and more.
Okay.
I will tell you right now, only one of them has succeeded at doing so, but it was a nat 20. So they did, but they only are able to up the DC by 1 each because there's so many of them. This obviously upped the DC by 2. So
Okay.
I know what all that means. I know what the DC is. I'm not going to tell you where it's starting or where it's going. Maybe later I will, but it's been consistent of what's
Can
happening.
I silvery barbs that nat 20?
No, just because of how this is going, it's not an attack.
Can I silvery barbs the net 20?
No.
You don't get if you don't ask.
It's fair.
You don't ask, you never know.
So, Tone, you have been able to go get what you needed. Thus far, no sabotage seemingly happened in the kitchen. Can you now make your second culinary check in this skill challenge?
Yes, I can. I add to it.
Well, yeah. It's a Arcana check.
Right, but
Plus
I do.
five.
Do I? So
You
I
have
do
one
whatever I did
guidance.
plus 5.
Yeah, you do.
You do
whatever
have one
did plus
guidance.
No, I whistled it. I got 18.
5. Mhm.
So plus it's 27 plus the 5, I guess.
Okay, so 32.
32.
Okay, that is a success. That's another success for you.
Hope I don't blow that. Okay.
That is another success for you. You have 2 of your 6 successes. Christ.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna do some maneuvering of things. People for sure wandered in and got swarmed by bugs. It was bad. You have this one here down at the.
Good Lord.
at
Would
the
you like me to roll
robot's
4
door.
D10 to just so we know? Or like
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I will say this, John, because of how cooking goes, these rounds aren't like 1 minute, right? So I think Far Step will be done by the time we get to the next check.
Okay.
It was like Far Step worked for that because it was like a minute of like I went, got tomatoes, and came back. But since it's
Okay.
like necessary combat in the same way.
Can I use it to get back in the kitchen?
Yes, you definitely did that. That was in
But
like the 1 round.
Can I grab something else before I go back
and be
in?
sure
Yes, yeah. You can have grabbed things while you were out there.
guidance
stop
is
by
only a
the
minute
herb.
too.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
Um,
Thank you. Okay.
that was all part of 1 check of you grabbing what you needed to on this round and then coming back in.
Okay. Great.
But now
That's
it is
killer.
It is back
Oh.
to you. You are now. It's your 3rd round of your skill challenge.
So
That
if
was
that's go ahead.
33
Sorry.
damage, by the way.
Okay.
Wow.
I rolled 2 9s, a 10, and a 5
Okay.
on the 4D10.
Okay, so I have I've got 1 other 5th level spell slot before I'm out. So I've got all my ingredients. So what I'd like to try to do
Mm-hmm.
is cast Wall of Force around these windows
Okay.
because it can go by an angle,
Yeah, it can. You can make it like a. I think you can.
but
just,
it only can be
I think you can just draw it.
radius of 10 feet, or you can shape a flat surface, make it made up of 10 foot by 10 foot panels.
You can eat with that. You can easily make it go around the entire perimeter.
Oh, okay. Then I'd
Right?
love
Because
to.
It's right. It's 10 foot panels.
It says
That's 10 foot.
you can shape a flat
That's
surface
10
made
foot.
up of 10 foot by 10 foot panels. Or you. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
or
yeah,
you
it-
can.
like 10,
Okay, great.
10, 10, 10, 10. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Okay. So it cannot. Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It's immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by dispel magic, but a
Disintegrate.
disintegrate. Yeah. So that's what I'd love to put there.
Okay. You have now put a wall of force around this place that is for sure a -5 to the DC, because of just how good that spell is for you. It also means that anyone that tries to do anything like that directly affects you is going to be at disadvantage for them. Like if they're trying to do anything, I mean, it's physically impossible. I just mean like for their checks. But tell me, John, what are you trying to cook right now?
Well, I'm finishing up the second course. Now that I have the heirloom tomatoes, I am trying to, like, I've hopefully I've gotten the pot to like create this cheese that I'm going to pour on the like butter herbed bread. I want the knives to chop up some very, very thinly sliced and like minced garlic. And some of the herbs now that I can put in for the herb garden. I'm not introducing mint yet. I'm not introducing mint until the third course, but it's still going to have like some balsamic. Oh no, I'm going to top the crusted sourdough bread with a little bit of the filtered out yellow brick road spices that I've saved, and then normal finishing salt as well, and then the tomato basil soup. I then want to have the cauldron emptied out and like prepare the tomato basil soup within the cauldron and then serve that. And because it's animated, I want hopefully to always kind of be self-stirring so that it can be served alongside these little strips, almost like French toast sticks, these little strips of grilled cheese sandwiches. But then because, it's an elevated child's meal, I'm going to cut the crusts off as well. And then emotion-wise, I want to finish it with David's feeling of home that I extracted from him this morning, and my own feeling of and my own memory of freeing all of those lost children. So to really fill this part of the meal with comfort and home. And that's going to be my second dish.
Fuck yeah, man.
Okay. You all outside. Some are starting to get absolutely decimated by bugs. You see people start lumbering. Now people are like shouting like, "There's a wall of force! He did a wall of force! Does anyone? You see the little, you see Gax Sickwick. This goes, "Strainer, run towards the garden. Go!" As he starts making his way, this lumbering, big, like, mechanical beast starts making its way towards this area. Are you two doing anything?
I don't like that guy.
Yes, I definitely want to, but give me a moment.
Okay, yes, of course.
Sorry, who seems like the biggest threat?
I mean, the biggest threat, at least the newest threat, is that it seems like Gax, this, like, guy over here, just ordered his big lumbering, like, beast to come over here to do something.
I already used sleight of hand, but I kind of, because you know how I finagled some stuff with the cards and the machines that they were doing. Can I do any sort of like sabotage on that little robot?
Oh, you're gonna try to do a sabotage on that robot like you did on the cards and how you learned that. Yeah, I'll say that you can do a tinker, like a tinker tools check, like I did, like with that sleight of hand, or like the thieves tools check. Yeah.
Yes, I have these tools.
Yeah, well, you'll do a classic thieves tools check of like trying to apply your knowledge of how the cards worked to this.
That's just a dexterity with proficiency, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Inspiration.
Okay.
Okay, that's 28.
28. 28 definitely does it. So you will get a +2 to this check. As you are, it's different, and you are able to kind of slide in there. It's different than how the TM had made the cards and how it worked, but you had gotten pretty good at sabotaging these things, and you're able to find a way to slow it down. And so it is clearly, like, at least for this round, it like shuts down almost completely. Yeah.
Was 28 not more than 6 than
Not
the
more than
DC?
5.
What was it? 5, yeah.
No.
Oh, so that was a high Okay, I'm glad I used inspiration. Okay.
So did you say that big thing stopped moving?
Yeah, this big thing stopped for this round at least. Like, that's how the aid is made. This thing stopped moving.
Okay.
It was like slowed down basically by what you just did.
Can I also target that, or is that stupid?
You can do whatever you want.
Is that helpful to Tone?
Anything you do if you succeed the check will be helpful.
Great. I'm gonna cast command on Big Lumbering Guy as soon as he runs past me and tell him to grovel.
Okay. Let me see
Which
if
is
it
a
works.
wisdom saving.
Yeah, if it works. Okay, it works. You will have a -5 to this DC. Make a, like, because it's spell casting and you're using spell casting, I usually do like whatever your spell casting is, which is like religion or arcana or persuasion if you want, whichever one is you desire.
When you say whatever you're spell casting,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever you're
It is
what does that
wisdom.
mean? Like,
But, well, I just know that it's like,
Uh-huh.
because you're a cleric, religion check seems like, because you're casting a spell, religion would be the thing that would be like, that's your spell casting. But also, if you just wanted to do a spell casting modifier, you could do that as well.
question for you.
Mhm.
Does that apply to wisdom based? I can use a wisdom based check because wisdom is my
So if you want, you can do a wisdom
Thing?
based one. Mm-hmm.
so I could do insight.
Sure. Let's say insight.
17?
17. 17 does not hit the DC. Sadly, the command still happens. That still occurs. That will still have an effect, but it doesn't add to the bonus for Tone.
Wang. Okay.
So like an effect still happened. It's just it doesn't add to this. It will. It's a weird thing. It will still very much help, but it just doesn't help numerically. That's all. Right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Not right.
I have rolled for all of them right now. Essentially, what's going on is that these two, they're like moving into the front of the door because they know that eventually you're going to need more ingredients, and that's probably the best way for you to come out. This one is clearly sending something out to try to deal with what's going on outside, to try to maybe take down the walls. Some of the other ones are fighting and squabbling over like hoarding different ingredients. You can even see them outside. They're like now plucking stuff off of the cornucopia and like kind of putting them off into corners and guarding them. That's what's like going on. Not everyone's being very successful at it. Only 2 have met their DC to hinder you. So the DC has gone up by 2 once again. All right. Tone, make your next cooking roll for me, please.
Is there anything adding to this?
You have a +2 from Zara.
I think you need to use your guidance if you haven't already, because guidance is only a minute.
Eventually, I'm sure this will stop. But that was a 19 this time. It's 28 plus 2, it's 30.
30. That is another success. That's 4 successes, no failures whatsoever. Wow. You keep
we'll see.
Cooking, and I'll be honest with you, the DCs are not low. I mean, you keep lowering them, but they start pretty high. We will be back. Let's take a break, stretch our legs. We'll be back we'll come back. We'll check in on Golzog and what the hell's going on underneath the city for a moment. And then we'll be back and see what's going on and see if Golzog even comes in here at any point. But
I hope to. I'd like to.
We'll see.
You're gonna want to eat
But
this
also,
food.
you found a very important thing. So go stretch your legs. We'll be back here soon. Thank you so much. See you in a second. everyone. Welcome back. We are midway through the cooking competition, at least Tone's portion of the cooking, but we are now going to take a moment to go down below to a place we've never seen before, the underside. Ooh. The underside of Fable Rise. You fly down. You fly down with Humphrey being carried by a bunch of Modrones. You fly down with Glory Hoof somehow flying, no explanation needed, just flying with Pavel just riding alongside, and you fly down underneath, and you realize, of course, that this might take a second because it is the underside of an entire large city. You see essentially the underside of a mountain range expanding forward. Make a perception check for me, Golzog.
19.
So what you see is you see this mass of rock. And you remember that maybe you might have glimpsed it as you were thrown up here so long ago. But you start to see Humphrey pointing things out, and you do see these like arcane crystals embedded in the rock every so often. Maybe at like the corners, or almost making a circle. With a 19, as you're flying below this whole thing, you kind of can like put your hand on the underside of Fable Rise, and it's just stone. But with a 19, you start to see glyphs, arcane writing, written inscribed into the stone. Make an Arcana check for me as well.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to No, I actually don't need to. I don't succeed the Arcana check. It's 8.
Okay.
But I'm gonna turn to Humphrey and go, Humphrey, what do these mean?
Well, these are just standard glyphs. These are just spells, protection spells, abjuration, flight, things to keep it from being seen, being heard, protected from kinds of scrying, and many different kinds of spells interwoven with each other, written on the bottom of Fable Rise to protect it for what it could be and what it might become. But what I'm seeing is that some of those crystals, some of the things, some of the writing, they're not supposed to be like that. They're not supposed to be that color. What the hell is going on? And you can see that some of the crystals are like glowing a beautiful ethereal blue, but some have kind of either dulled out to like a black, or are glowing this kind of menacing orange.
Okay, what can we do to... they're all supposed to be this blue color, right?
Yeah. Shit. And he's just like,
can we get like...
Of course.
Go ahead.
He's like, of course. This is the kind of stuff that Stinkbug would check on. This was the infrastructure that they would look at, and I was so damn worried about the fact that they weren't even them, that of course this was the first thing that they would be checking on, that they would be messing with.
And this is, Stinkbug's dead, right?
Yes, Stinkbug has clearly been killed.
Great.
And replaced by the two.
Golzog puts a hand on what approximates to Humphrey's shoulder. I'm sorry, man. I know that they weren't just an important part of the city. I know they were also your friend.
Can Golzog make a check to make sure he got Humphrey's shoulder?
No, I got it.
Make an insight. Make an insight check.
9.
You touched Humphrey.
Reassuringly.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So is there like somebody else we could get down here, like a magic expert or someone who could take a look at these and figure out how to get them back to normal? Or is there like a device down here that's making the runes do that?
Well, let's keep looking for that. I'm sure there must be.
Okay.
I can only, and he just says, I can only think of. If it's something from the Queen of Glass, it has to be of TM's make. And that's a very rare artifice. There is an artificer that lives here, but he hasn't been heard of. He was a friend of Stinkbug's, but I haven't heard nary a word from him for a while. He might be able to know. But let's just see.
Wait, say who? Who again?
He just said that there's an artificer that he knows that might know, but
Well, can you get him down here?
like I said, we don't know where he is. We haven't heard from him in nary a while.
Oh, and nary a while. That's a lot. The guy I would go to is in the middle of a cooking competition right now, which I should get to. I want to support my friend.
He just let's see if we can find where this device is, and then I wouldn't want us to try to do anything about it now, and then you can go get your people and see what we can see.
Sounds good.
Make another perception check for me.
God damn it. This one I'm going to re-roll with my inspiration.
Okay.
That was a 7. But I'm re-rolling. And it's a 5, even lower.
Okay. This just has to do with length. You do eventually find it, but it's just how many more rounds of the competition you may not be there for.
Okay.
You eventually find...
I'm banking on the fact, or the idea that my friends will understand. But...
You are able to see... It almost feels obvious, but you find your way towards the middle of this city, and it also just takes a second because you're essentially traversing the length of all of Fable Rise. Now, of course, Fable Rise is more of a vertical city than anything. Yeah, it's honestly, it's like Marty, you had that crucial nat 20 to even consider finding it here, and now it's just been dog shit. And you have,
but is it like a Copenhagen-sized city where you can walk the whole length of it?
Basically, yeah, but it's so vertical that
but
usually
still
people
a
are
city,
doing
yeah.
It's a city, so it takes a second to get there, and you start flying, and you start seeing all of the runes are like glowing different colors, more converging on that dull orange as you head towards the center of this, and in the center, you see what is essentially. Again, I'm nothing but references, and I'll do something that I know Marty will very much understand. You essentially see a thumper from Dune, just...
I've never watched Dune in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just like, from below...
I'm not obsessed with Dune.
From below, just kind of like, constantly like embedded in the middle of the city. But like, not this small, like about like, the size of, like this, like going...
Like a pasta pot sized. Thumper.
Yeah, but that like, and it's just continually just kind of like.
Hey, Humphrey, is that supposed to be there?
No, it is not.
Well, is it as simple as like I go pull it out?
He just looks at you and goes, I really doubt that. I would love that
I
to
mean,
be
yeah,
true.
I doubt that too. Why do you think I asked?
I would love that to be true. I would not just go and pull that out, even if you could.
Okay, so what's next? Who do we tell?
You go find whoever you can. I'm gonna try to put word out for any kind of artificers, and God willing your friend wins that cooking competition and Valentine's actually on our side, maybe we can get some fucking magical wards or some shit down here.
Okay, I'm gonna go let the cooking competition finish, but immediately after I'm going to tell everyone about the device.
Okay. Hey.
I'll do my best to help Tone win so it ends faster.
Good thinking, Gozog.
Thanks. And where are you going again?
to find anyone to help maybe find that damn artificer wherever they are?
Yeah, if you can get a message to me and let me know that you found him, that'd be great. But no worries if not. I'll meet you back here as soon as I can. I got it. Okay, let's go. And Golzog flies off.
Gloryhoof goes, well, since no one asked, we're just gonna go and have a nice lunch, I think.
I'm
And
out
they
of
fly off.
earshot, right?
Yeah, they're absolutely out of earshot. And they just go fly off. All right, Pavel, where to next? I think we might know the location of that artificer. Let's see if he is willing to help out. They fly off. Back to the cooking competition. You have just done your 4th check with flying. You've succeeded with flying colors. Now, what is the next thing you would like to do, Tone, on this beautiful menu you have crafted?
I'm so happy you asked. Should I talk about what I'm cooking next, or should I do some action-packed stuff?
It depends on what you want to do with this. Obviously.
All right.
Yeah.
I've already established that this is I'll just talk about what I'm cooking next, because this is going to take a little bit more time. Tone grew up in the slums of Waterdeep, basically like, 18th century London. I imagine it probably looked like. Basically. So I wanted to get a little bit of again, what he might have had, some sort of earthiness to it. So what I'm developing now are going to be 2 really beautiful half moon minted lamb meat pies that I'm calling minted Shadowdock sausage rolls. But they're going to be lamb sausage with, again, this is where I'm introducing mint into the meal, and I'm hoping that mint affects Ballantine in a way. Mint goes really, really well with lamb. I've already brought some puff pastry that I am now. This is going to take time to make. Mm-hmm. This is going to probably take longer to make than just the grilled cheese. Yeah. Than it's to bake it and put everything together. I'm also putting together a glaze. It's going to take time. Very good, Hannah. Pun to Hannah in the chat. But yeah, there's going to be the pastry is a puff pastry that I'm also rolling with an essence of a made-up flour called moonflower that I think will add that only blooms in moonlight. And then I'm gathering all of that. Again, I was trying to pepper in a little bit of the rare herbs the rare ingredients that I gathered from 5 weeks ago or something. And then, so yeah, that's what I'm making with, so it's a herbed lamb with a little bit of rosemary, thyme, mint, and smoked paprika. Okay. Within these meat pies that I'm going to serve on a dark slate, black slate.
Are you casting anything?
Yes. Bonus action, manifest mind.
Mm-hmm.
I want little Tomas, little tomato. Haven't seen little tomato Tomas in a while, and I want to have him pop up right 60 feet from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I want him to pop up right here,
where we go?
If I can.
Out there, okay.
Can I have him appear here? And then what I'd like to have him do is cast a spell from his position, mm-hmm. which is one of the Order of Scribes abilities.
Yep.
And this is such a cool spell. I've never had a chance to use it. Called Pyrotechnics.
Okay.
I've heard about this one.
And so I want fireworks to pop off between these 2 characters here, okay. And they're going to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay. Hopefully, well, or not hopefully, but they're trying to beat 17.
Mm-hmm. Okay, So Blanche by Blanche succeeds, but Gax Sickwick botches. So let me roll for the botch.
Great.
Yeah, he really botches. That's an 85. So yeah, this is really gonna mess up Gax.
So he's blinded until the end of my next turn.
Amazing. You are for sure going to get
Man,
with
this
that
is
botch.
such a fucked cooking competition.
Yeah, you are for sure going to get the -5 to the DC. The DC is lowered by 5, for sure. Okay. Anything you all?
That's my turn.
You all outside. You see the familiar tomato of Tomas just come outside very simply and quietly, smile, and then just fireworks start going off. Gax almost like leans in when it happens. He's just like, "All right, what are you?" Just gets absolutely destroyed by this, is blinded. Gax is also sous chef Strainer, the big machine, is down for the count for this turn as well. So Gax is basically off the board. Blanche just instantly backs away, and starts shouting towards her sous chef, like orders. Are you two doing anything as the battlefield starts changing? You see Blanche like goes in and starts to try to barricade the door. Like she starts trying to like find ways to barricade the door, while her sous chef starts making its way towards the cornucopia.
Oh, I don't like that.
So what are you two doing?
Should I just attack someone? Dude, does it seem like oh my god, why am I blanking on their name?
Blanking on the thousands of names that I've given you in this
Blanche.
one. What are you?
Blanche. Does it seem like Blanche is out ahead right now?
You mean in the cooking competition? Technically, they haven't gone yet.
Yep.
So you mean like, what do you mean out ahead?
Like, does the sous chef seem like they're grabbing the things? Well, I guess I've been pickpocketing people,
so essentially,
maybe they're not getting anything.
Like, this isn't like they don't feel like they're winning, right? They're all going to cook, right? They're all going to cook later, and the idea is that maybe you will also hinder them later as well. They're not cooking at the moment either. They are just outside waiting for their turn to cook while they're fucking with people. They don't seem to be either winning or losing. It's just like, which one do you think has been like the most effective at doing shit? I will say this.
Yeah.
She hasn't been too effective yet. She hasn't been making her saves, or her checks, but you never know.
Can I actually roll an insight then to see, because we don't know that who's been making their checks. But can I roll some sort of insight
to see who it is? Yeah.
Great, wonderful. Let's do it. Oh, that's good. 26.
26. You do in fact make the DC. So
Woo.
You're gonna get a +2 to this check, Tone. You can tell that actually the most effective people thus far have been the ones who were kind of like sneaky with it up top. Chandra and Tyvar, these two over here, they've just been like effectively hoarding certain materials so that when Tone eventually does need to get more later, it's going to be just difficult for him. So they've been the most effective at it. But you did make the DC. You're gonna get a +2 to that. Tone. Anything for you, Marabella?
Color.
Oh, yeah, I have a few different ideas. Okay, so, I know that he needs mint, tomatoes, herbs, and celery. I don't know what he's making. I'm gonna leave the ingredients in the stealing and the pickpocketing pocketing to
Zara.
Zara.
Okay.
I am going to cast command at Blanche and tell her to flee.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. What's the DC on this?
Wisdom 18.
Wow.
Okay, she does in fact succeed.
Can I?
You could silvery barbs if you want.
Yeah. Fuck her.
Okay. She fails.
Silvery barbs.
She fails.
Yeah.
So
Fuck you,
you'll
bitch. Okay, great.
So make a
With respect.
make your spellcasting check with this.
Insight.
Your
Oh,
insight
it
check.
fell off the table.
Your DC has been
I
lowered.
actually kind of like Blanche.
Oh,
Well,
27.
27. 27 with the lower DC that is 5 above what you needed at least, so you will get a +3 to this, so you're getting +5 from your friends.
Yes! I love my
And
friends.
Blanche has to flee
Yeah, and Blanche will next
away
turn.
from me by the fastest available.
Blanche will do that next turn.
Jump over the
Okay.
edge.
Let me roll for each.
Blanche dies.
Let me roll for each of them, to see what they.
And I have a
all-
fun idea for next turn. I just wanted to announce that.
So really, there's not many on the board to do it, but that's a success. That's a success. Okay, so only.
5.
Oh, okay. So this was probably the best that they've done. There was a very few amount of them, only 3, because you had incapacitated like half the field basically. So only 3 of them actually got to roll, but they all made it, and one of them nat 20. So that's going to be +4 to the DC. But you have a +5, and you already subtracted.
Wow.
So yeah, this is an interesting one. Let me just make sure I have the DC correct. Okay. Go ahead and make your roll.
Okay. Crazy. 27 +5.
27 plus 5.
So that's
So you
30.
have it-
32. 32. Sorry.
I'm going to tell you right
And
now.
then I could.
I'm going to tell you right now that the DC for this one in particular was a 29 with everything that just happened.
Jesus Christ.
And you once again smashed it. That is 5 out of 6 successes. You have you have essentially 3 failures to give. You have
Okay.
1 more success that you need.
I've still got a guidance too, and an inspiration. So we'll see.
So, Tone, your brother has been watching you and helping you cook this entire time. What do you do? What is your? What are
Okay,
you
here's
doing?
what I'd like. Wait, he's just watching?
No, he's been helping the entire time, but he's just like, you can tell he's just very proud of you.
Great. I can tell that.
Very easily.
I'd like to extract that feeling and then take my own memories of eating those pies with my mother as she is sick. You know, she taught me how to make them. I'm doing this from memory, not from taste. And then mixing my own memory of after I grew up making these pies, making them for her while she's sick, and then also taking my brother's pride, and I'd like to roll that into the lamb and the mint meat, and then put it in the oven. And then, sorry, but yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
Okay. Are you casting?
But I think it's going to take another turn to cook. I can. What I'd like to do is Don't I have? No, I don't think I have that. I think what I'd like to do is cast. Can I have tiny servants and an unseen servant? Because neither of them require concentration.
Yeah, you can. I believe. I think so.
Okay.
If neither of them could require concentration,
I'd like-
you can have those. Yeah.
I'd like to cast Unseen Servant and then have him, while I am watching the bake, I'd like to have him go out and get. Are the eggs up here organic? How are the eggs? Because they're down here, I know. Is this a door?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, great. I'd like to have him go through here and grab some eggs, and then come fetch some eggs for the final dish.
Okay.
And then come back.
Just for this one, because it's a less impactful spell than some of the others, can you roll an Arcana check for me?
Absolutely, I can.
How close am I to making it to this cooking competition?
Right,
It depends on if he succeeds, but because of the low roll, it would be after this one. Sorry to say, Marty.
Cool. No, all good.
You will probably get there for the serving
16.
16. Okay, so that's
Great.
going to be.
My conscience is clear in terms of being late.
You're going to.
But-
Technically, Marty, no one was there for your big fight, so.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Is like I don't feel bad about being late, but I want to get here.
This will lower the DC by 3 instead of 5 this time. Okay. Those of you outside, what happens first? Blanche starts moving away, sprinting away. You see Gax kind of gets out of its blindness and goes, Strainer, wake up! Do the thing! As he goes towards the door, Strainer finally awake again, starts moving towards, moving in. This guy kind of hides by here. This one runs this way. These two are still hoarding. And yeah, what are you two doing?
Wait, he's in front of the door too?
Well, he was blinded by the door. Now he's not blind, and he moves towards the door.
Well, see, because what I want to do, and the cool thing that I wanted to do,
well,
has to do with creating a path.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can still try that, and if you do, we'll change what happened. We'll just say this is the intention of everyone.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I'm very passionate about this.
Okay.
I'm
very excited to hear it. What are you doing?
I would like to cast Army of the Dead at 4th level.
You're an insane
So
person.
I can have 12 skeletons, 6 on either side, creating a path from the door to Valentine as a safe passageway for Tone.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about it.
So okay, can you describe to me, because this is the first, you've done this before in the fight with the Scarecrow, but you haven't done this since, and it's much more powerful. The gem on your tiara starts glowing a deep violet. Can you please describe how it looks when you do this?
Yes. So as soon as Blanche is all scaredy pants and has to run away, Marabella is just gonna throw her arms up, and the ground in front of the door is gonna start to bubble, toil and trouble, which looks real fucking weird, because it's not supposed to do that. So then you just see a bunch, 12 pairs of arms, essentially, coming out of the ground, these skeletal things. Wait, should I make them skeletons or zombies? It's the same thing. We'll make them zombies. So these zombie arms coming out of the ground and pulling up these dead bodies that just kind of stand sentinel, creating this pathway for Tone. And Marabella has love in her eyes.
That's so awesome.
Okay, so
And in her mind, she has a name for each one.
you see
Say
these
them.
hands
Buried.
rise from the grave,
They're all buried.
and oddly enough, another thing that you see,
Whoa, they're animated.
some of them are, yeah, weirdly.
Whoa. What?
Yeah. You see them kind of create this pathway. Gax seems horrified. Can you make your check? Because again, this still happens.
Oh
It
yeah.
lowers your DC. Can you make your check for me,
Yes.
Marabella? As
Yeah.
you see, the an odd little detail is a bunch of these skeletons just are all wearing like aprons and chef's hats, and they are the dead contestants of competitions past that
Oh,
have
fuck.
been buried here and dead and
Wow.
long gone for years, rising up, creating a pathway. Go ahead, make your check.
29.
29. Yeah. That's you that is above 5 more because you lowered your DC. That is going to be a +3 to your roll, Tone.
And Marabella looks at them, tears in her eyes. They're beautiful.
As they get one last chance to serve.
Wow.
As they all just whisper like one phrase, they all just say like, "Let him cook." Gax immediately sees a army of skeleton chefs, some that he maybe even killed himself, rise up amongst him, as he's just like, now he's like back to the door, not blocking it in a way of like, oh no, I'm blocking the door. He's like, Strainer, help, Strainer. Strainer still has his first directive, so he will do that first, but that is a pretty crazy thing that just happened. Zara,
Wow.
what are you doing?
Can I just cast Silvery Barbs to give Tone advantage on his next roll?
I think you have to see me, don't you? No.
And Silvery Barbs is like help or diminishing
Yeah.
an enemy's roll.
Yeah.
I'd say not in
Okay.
this instance, just with how it's going.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
in
but
this
maybe could
instance.
she Silvery Barbs someone who's like trying to fuck up the garden or something? Like one of the people who might raise the DC?
You still have to be able to see me, I think.
Yeah, you would have to, and I think technically Wall of Force it's a weird thing. Wall of Force technically means that you have full cover, which means that even though you see them, you can't actually
Spells can't go through it.
Yeah, you can't cast spells through
Okay.
it. Which has been very good for you. So I'm gonna say no, not in this
I
instance,
figured.
but
Okay. What can I do?
look, Silvery Barbs is gonna fuck
Ask
me
people
enough
to
in the
fuck
final
up.
battle. I don't need to have it do it right now.
Can I? I don't know if that's gonna help.
There's still that giant robot.
Yeah, that giant robot.
You can try to
Huh.
disable it again if you wanted to.
Might as well.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Do a Thieves' Tools check
yeah.
again.
Oh, that's not good. 14?
14. That is not a success. So you're not able to slow it down this turn.
Sorry.
So you don't get a numerical bonus this time around. So you're getting a +3 from your friends.
Okay.
Okay. I will now roll for those who are able to do anything. Gax is, with what just happened, Gax will not roll for it, but all the others will, to see if they can do their hindrance DC. Okay. Failure. failure. Okay, so that's 3 successes. One of them will be, one of them happens to be Strainer, who holds its hand out, and a disintegrate beam just kind of like as the wall of force comes down. That's just kind of like the flavor of what is the thing that's happening for what's going on. It's going to be a +3 to this DC. But you have a +3 from your friends. Make your roll, my friend.
Hey. Uh, 21.
21 is the first failure. It's going to take a little bit longer for you to get this going. Things are just like the pot's boiling over. The oven is just not working as raw as you think it is. You think maybe this could have been part of the sabotage where it's just not getting up to heat where you need it to. But we'll get to what you need to do. Golzog, though, now you have entered the fray.
Oh, I'm here! I'm here!
Golzog,
Did he win?
You come into a truly batshit insane battlefield of people like in the cornucopia, like ripping fruit off, a giant robot disintegrating a giant wall. You see a line of hi Stevie. You see a line of skeletons guarding the door that Marabella seems really enamored with. You see a scared as shit goblin by the door. You see this angry woman running away. As you fly down and say like, "Did he win? Did he win?" You two hear him fly in and say that. As Golzog lands here, Golzog, you will be able to help your friend in this last one. Not this last one, in the next check.
Sweet.
Okay, Tone, what are you doing for this next check?
Is Strainer a creature?
It's a construct, I'd say. And I think you know that. Strainer's a construct.
Would I be able to attempt to polymorph it?
Let me make sure.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's a creature that you can see. As long as it doesn't have a mutable form. I don't believe this one has a mutable form, so I think you can. Let me just make certain of that.
That's what I'll do.
Let me just make sure of that. Yeah, you can. Because the construct's still a creature, so yeah, go ahead.
I point at it. With frying pan in hand, I point at it and I say, "Chicken," and then I hope to God it works.
You say chicken.
But yeah, that's but it's a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, and it fully fails. Fails so hard.
Yeah.
As you see, Strainer, this thing that just cast Disintegrate, as Gax is like, Strainer, this thing just fully goes down into a chicken. You are going to get a -5 to the DC for that one. For sure. -5 to the DC for that.
Great.
Okay. Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah. No. I think that's it. I think I'm just bonus action. I'll move. I'll move the tomato here. I'll move Tomas here.
Great. You see, oh god. Okay.
I can move so much.
It is now your turn out there to start sabotaging. Gax is still afraid, but will try to do something on their turn if they can. You see The other two are pretty like locked down, doing what they need to do. The intent of Blanche, though, is Blanche seems to be trying to go around the other side now. Blanche is like hates like this army is a nightmare, but Blanche seems to be trying to like do something around the other side. Her lackey seems to be sneaking in like to like peek into the window to maybe try to do something. What are you doing? Golzog, you will be allowed to do something this turn as well. I will have each of you try to do what you can.
Sweet.
So, Marabella, Zara, and Golzog, how are you attempting to aid your friend?
I can command the Grackle? Grumsh?
Gax.
Gax. I will command him to flee as well. Get him out of the way.
Big failure. Make your check with a minus
Yay.
5 DC. At the very least, it will help.
And these are getting harder, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. And it's worse. 15.
15. That is a failure. You won't help numerically, but Gax is still commanded, so that will help in its way. Okay. Zara, what are you doing? It's like, yeah, you still used a spell, so, you know.
Can I attack someone?
You can.
Who? Oh yeah, with my insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Did I see who looked confident? Can I attack that? Whoever's confident?
The ones that were the most confident doing their job were these two, who were hoarding the food.
Two, I'm not seeing a ping on the map.
On the left-hand side, yeah.
It's a big
I'm
map.
gonna go ahead and attack her.
Okay. We're gonna have it be a attack, and then the DC will be essentially it'll kind of be equate to a damage threshold. We'll see like how much damage you hit, and if you hit above what the damage DC will be, then it will be a numerical value.
Okay, let's see.
But first you have to hit.
I might need to actually hold on. Let's see. This is sorry. I'm just trying to see how
No, I understand. We
close
can
I can
be a
get.
little loosey-goosey with it though, because of how we've been. It's not a full battle where each round is a thing. You can be a little.
Okay, so I can
loosey-goosey
just
with
go
it.
ahead and just attack.
I can say you can.
Okay. Okay. I get two. Do I get both my attacks? Since it's or no, just one. Like, cause I.
Do you have 2 attacks?
Oh, actually, I do have 2 attacks because I'm a level 5. Like, I have in addition to my bonus action, I have 2 attacks. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Amazing. Cool. Let's do it.
So you get a sneak attack, and then you'll get your because it's one action. I'll say not a bonus action. We'll just do the 2 actions,
Just
like
the
so
two
the
actions?
2 attacks. And if you
Great.
get above the damage threshold, it'll be the thing.
That's gonna be a 29 and a 16.
29 hits, 16 misses. But
Okay.
that's a sneak attack because you are alone.
Okay, so that's. Oh, and I have my cool ass sword. Okay. Oh man, okay. Okay. That is gonna be 29 damage.
29 damage.
Wow.
29 damage does beat the threshold, not by 5, but you do get a numerical bonus of a +2. +2
Cool.
to this roll. Golzog, are you going to be doing anything?
Yes. So
Basically, whatever you can think of, we'll make a roll for it.
I mean, let me check on the range on Mage Hand. The range is 30 feet. So I think hang on. If I zoom in, the people hoarding food.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm close enough to do Mage Hand 2.
Well, the thing is, we're being a little loosey goosey with it. You can get close enough to them.
Okay. Is there? Or I'm not still telepathically linked to my friends, right?
No, that was last night.
Okay. If I land like across the counter from Tone, can I say to Tone like, "Hey, buddy, is there anything those other two people have that you need?"
No, I have all my ingredients now. I just need you to help. There's that smiley guy outside my window. You could attack him or push, or you could throw that chicken over the edge of the island. Anything you could do to help.
What if I just help you? I could just stand next to Tone and help action every time.
Well,
is helpful.
You can't really because he's in the kitchen and you're outside.
Okay, cool. And I can't be in the kitchen.
You
cool.
can't go in the kitchen.
The smiley guy. Who's the smiley guy?
You're standing next to him.
You're standing next to this guy
right now. It's
cool.
That.
What do you need me to do to him?
Look at it.
Golzog makes like a this motion, like you need me to hit him. Golzog is going to activate his arms, visage, and body of the astral self.
Okay. He has to make a dex save, right?
Okay, cool.
Is that an action to do it, or does it just happen?
Yes, that is a bonus action.
A bonus action. Okay.
Yeah, and I use a key point.
Okay, well you expended something. Okay. Actually, he nat 20s and it takes no damage.
Okay, great. So that was a bonus action, and then Golzog is going to just still focused on Tone, pretending to be focused on Tone, let one of his arms just punch at the guy next to him for the action.
Make an attack. Make your attacks.
Okay. $25.
25 hits.
Great. That's going to be 12 force damage.
Okay.
And then a second attack will be... These are all to incapacitate. I'm not trying to kill anybody.
I figured, at least from you.
Great. The next attack is a 14.
To hit?
Yeah.
That misses.
Okay, great. Figured it would.
So 12 is not enough damage for the threshold, but he still took 12 damage, and if he takes damage enough, he'll be out, but that doesn't add numerically to your roll.
Okay.
This is the craziest cooking competition I've ever... I mean, I've only ever had a cooking competition described to me, but this doesn't sound like the description I've heard.
I know.
It's a lot cooler.
I hope you get to try some of these dishes. I think you'll like them.
I can't wait.
I don't know.
Why do you think I rushed here so fast?
I don't know if only there's one serving or how.
I also rushed here so fast for a totally different reason. I'll tell you after the competition. It's really important.
I'm kind of busy.
Okay,
Just keep punching things.
Do your thing. I will. Okay. I'll do it.
Okay. So I'll say this: 4 of them succeeded. One of them was a nat 20, so the DC went up. Make your roll, my friend.
Cool. Do I get any?
Yeah, you get your
plus 5, plus 2, plus 3.
You get plus 2 from Zara.
Oh. Okay. That's 18.
18 is your second failure. Okay. Okay, on to the next. What are you doing to try to get this check going?
Okay, well, I assume I mean, it's been about 3 turns. I assume the lamb pies are finished. The minced lamb pies are finished baking. So I'm going to start on my final dish.
Okay.
I'd like for it to be a secret.
Okay. Then let's let it be a secret.
and I'd like to finish it and then describe it to you and to Bylantine as I present it.
Understood. Well then, how about this? Tell me what spell you're doing to make this.
To make the spell, to make the dish, I'm using the egg whites, and then I have something else that I'm whipping up with the help of. I'll cast Tiny Servant again. Actually, no, I'll just ask Tomas, because Tomas knows what the fourth dish is, to start working on the surprise that is within the outside portion of the dessert.
Okay.
We'll start whipping that together, and then I'm going to, in order to just protect us, I'd like to cast. Jesus. I'd like to cast. Let's see here. What can I do that's not gonna fuck everybody else up? I just like to cast. I think I'll just cast Firebolt.
Okay.
On or actually no, I'll cast Pyrotechnics again.
Okay.
On this guy out here.
Okay. Let me roll that save.
And then, he rolls the.
That's a
con
success.
save.
19 on the
Okay.
die.
And then, I think I would just like to really focus on this final dish to try to finish as much as I can. And then, as a bonus action, I guess I could. I think I'll just. I'm gonna move out of the way of the window.
Okay, understood. We'll now move to you all. What are you doing to help your friend?
I have a couple ideas,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I can do both of them.
Yeah, starts moving around.
I will. Yeah, bye, Felicia. I will go here and try to. What is the plant that's right there?
Let me see. Can you ping it for me again?
Just the one that I'm like right on top of.
This is just like an orange grove.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, and then another question
Of course.
is the blue person
Mm-hmm.
that's like at Tomas's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Are they the one that's hoarding stuff?
They've been hoarding stuff, yeah.
Okay. So a couple of things. As a cantrip, I would like to cast touch the orange tree and do decompose. So it just like
Okay. Yeah.
and just starts growing like fungus and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then in front of blue man,
Yes.
I would like to cast as a bonus action spiritual weapon and have it slap the ingredients out of his hand.
Okay. Make a check. Let's do another spell check from you for those two spells.
Okay. 21 for one.
Okay.
Wait, am I making two?
No. It's just the one check to see
Yes.
if the. This is one of those things where because it doesn't have an immediate, like it's to see if the spell check, worked for that. Okay. That is because of the DC thing. That is a success. You will get a +2 tone. You'll get
Cool.
a +2.
I need it.
As he gets like distracted by the scales going off. Zara, what are you doing?
I'm gonna attack the other guy.
This one
This
again?
guy. Oh wait, hold on. How do I? This guy.
Oh, that one again. Okay.
Oh no, I attacked this person first,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
you're
now
still
I'm
doing
attacking
this one.
person.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and make your. You can get your bonus action attack on this one too, because we've been doing bonus actions. So do your attack and bonus action, and trying to get above the threshold.
Okay, that's a 19, a 19, and a 29.
All of them hit. Roll damage.
Wonderful. Okay, how do I do that?
First
Oh,
one
this
is sneak
gonna be-
attack. First one sneak attack.
First one sneak attack. Okay,
Mhm.
but I still get a ridiculous amount of d8s. Okay.
You do. You're welcome.
Oh my god. Thank you. I'm happy. Okay. Hold on. What do I got? Okay. It's a D8? No, that's a D10. Okay, so I got... Oh, okay. Sorry, I need to write some stuff down because I don't have enough dice.
Understood.
Okay. That's gonna be...
Christ.
49 damage.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's not 49 plus... $67 damage.
What?
I forgot to add my my modifiers.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're talking. Take him out.
Okay. So not only
Should say it was non-lethal.
are this person doesn't die instantly, they're very close to death. But the damage threshold was 30. So you get above 10, obviously, which is the bonus. So you're gonna get a +7 to this roll.
Yes.
You're gonna
Let
get a
him
+7
cook!
to this
And
roll.
I'm going to use my inspiration on
You're gonna get
this.
a +7 to this roll. Golzog, are you doing anything?
Yes, I am going to whack this guy next to me again.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attacks. Crazy amount of damage.
13.
13 misses.
25.
25 hits.
And I forgot about my empowered arms feat, so that's going to be 5 force damage and an additional 1d8 damage. Hang on.
Okay.
So 5 force damage and another 6 force damage. And because I hit, I'm gonna, or I think it's just made. I'm gonna make for my bonus action another attack.
Okay, go ahead.
Ugh. 15.
15. Let me see. 15 hits.
Oh yeah. And hang on, let me double check that empowered arms isn't once per turn. That's going to be 6 force damage, but my empowered arms thing is body of the Asper self on each of your turns. Yeah, that's another d8 force damage. So 6 plus 7 is a total of 13 force damage.
13, and the original one was how much again? Was it like 17?
It was 6 force damage, then 7 force damage, and
Was
whatever
the-
I made the first time.
Was the original one, right?
The original, like the attack itself was 6, and then the damage from empowered arms was 7.
Okay, that meets the damage threshold. So you get a +2 from Golzog. So altogether from your friends, you're
Awesome.
getting a +11. Which is good because you didn't lower the DC with your spells, but now it is up to you, buddy. Make your cooking check.
Okay, before I do,
Mm-hmm.
I want to. Can I talk to Tomas?
Of course.
Okay, Tomas. I need a final ingredient for this last dish, and I need your help.
All right. What do you need?
How do you feel about Mirabella?
What do you...
Is panic the secret
yeah.
ingredient?
No. It's okay to. It's okay.
I don't.
Baby.
Make a persuasion check.
Woo!
You use the +11 here instead of.
No, I don't want to use it here.
I'm kidding.
It's not for that.
I don't want to use it here. 8. I don't have any bonuses, so 18.
18. It's a little early to be thinking to say things. You know, it's a little early.
Whatever you feel is right.
But I haven't really been out in the world lately. I don't know what I feel. Feelings are things that I feel. I'm a silly young boy. I don't know what I feel. You can't tell me that I'm. I had a bad father. I had a bad childhood. I don't know what anything is. Brother, what are you trying
What do you
to
feel
me?
in your stomach? What do you feel in your stomach?
Butterflies
When
and butterflies all the time. And when I talked with her, butterflies actually happened magically around me. It was like it was a manifestation of my love.
Just focus on those butterflies. That's all I want you to think about. Close your eyes and think about those butterflies, okay? And then I want to take an extract of that. And then I want to take, I'll tell you, magic. And then I want to take, I'll just say what I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the oven, I take the meringue that I've made. I want to make a beautifully crusted meringue. However, I want to use a fabricate spell,
Mm-hmm.
and I won't add that on. That'll
Right.
just be for later.
Mm-hmm.
To craft it into a beautiful white and red specked rose that is, and the red specks are the ruby dust that for some reason I had in my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's flecked into the meringue. And then I'm coating the inside of the meringue with mint oil that when cracked open will be very aromatic. And then underneath the meringue and the mint oil is just going to be really beautiful and simple mint ice cream with and then I want to infuse his love for Mirabella within that ice cream.
Go ahead and make your
And
roll.
now I'll make my roll. Okay, I got +11.
Mm-hmm.
36.
I'll say this. Because you hadn't lowered it with the spell earlier, and because 3 of the people had succeeded, the DC was a 33. That is your 6th success. The meals come out exactly as you wish. You go and put them in the chest of preserving. Do you go to walk out the door?
Yes, I'm ready to walk out with Tomas, with our chest.
As you put your hand to the doorknob, how much HP do you have?
I have. I'm full health at 82 HP.
Okay.
The chest is safe, though, right?
The chest is safe. In a brief flash of sickening green light, you hear Tomas say, "Brother White!" You feel a surge. Go streaking up your body. You feel yourself teeter on the brink of death. And then you feel Marabella's arms around you.
I can't. That's who that you needed that.
Oh my god.
As the
Oh
door
my
was-
God.
As the door was trapped with a power word kill.
Oh my god.
As you
Marabella, you...
My,
my God.
death spidey senses were tingling.
as you whip back to 1 HP.
Motherfucker
Oh.
trying to kill me.
My gosh.
Knowing what happened, but for the most part, you grab the chest preserving, knowing that your greatest revenge lies in this box. You're not bleeding anywhere. Like your nose starts to bleed a little bit. Tomas just goes, brother. It starts like dabbing you with like things. Are you okay?
It's okay. It's okay. I've got a potion. I'll just drink. Can I drink a potion?
You can if you wish.
Are you out of the door yet?
I haven't stepped out yet, but I can step out.
You see,
so I got to turn these lights back on.
yeah, you see, all of you are like kind of squabbling over things. You guys are like still attacking, and then you just hear the chest of preserving once it's like closed officially. Bylantine just like holds their hand up, and everyone just kind of goes, and then you see a big like flash of green behind the door, like a, and slowly the door opens. And standing there, a little dazed, Tomas kind of, you see for a moment, just briefly like wiping the blood off the nose, but just like regally, steps forward, Tomas and Tone, bringing the meal to Bylantine. You walk out now, knowing what's happening.
As he walks up,
Mm-hmm.
as he walks up and is walking through the skeletons, I'll cast a 6th level heal at him. And you get 70 HP.
And then it's like I drank a Celsius, and I'm like, woo! And then I'm like back up.
So you don't have to worry about anyone pulling any crazy
Yes! That's why I do this! And
you walk through a procession of, and this is the first time you're seeing it, but you you see a procession of just skeleton chefs, all
Zombies.
now with like with like napkins and like towel like over their arms, like almost bowing to you.
I'm taking a mental note of like a themed restaurant with Marabella that I'm like for later. Like, okay, this is just for later. Okay.
As they're all just kind of whispering like, good service, corner, good service. Yes, chef, good service, corner.
corner.
As you're just walking past them.
Behind.
Everyone who was previously squabbling kind of like stands up, cracks their neck, like starts like handshaking each other, like, all right, like almost like good game, like okay, all right, like okay, get ready for the next one, you know, like everyone just kind of calms down for a moment. You see Blanche come running by, like
Poor Blanche.
what do you present to Bylantine?
I present the whole meal.
Okay.
The first, I say what I said to you first. Bylantine, I am honored to present to you a Fey fusion dish which is an elevated version of things that I experienced from my own childhood. The first course is a light fare. It's enchanted logs with sunbeam mousse and cranberry infused pearls.
They begin to eat. And you see them eating your food. Nonplussed, barely a reaction on their face as they eat.
Fair.
But in the back of your mind, you just imagine what it must be like to taste what you've made. On to the next. Yes, continue.
The second course is a little bit more heartwarming and filling. It is enchanted grilled cheese strips with a self-stirring tomato basil soup.
Starts to eat. And you swear... make an insight check for me.
Okay. Um, 17.
They begin to eat, and as you're describing each ingredient, you're describing... You look at your friends, you look at Tomas, you look at smaller Moss, and you say, tomato. And there's something that lingers on your tongue. Tomato, as you say it, the word tomato soup. And it must be your imagination, but you swear you can taste tomato. They continue to eat. Again, no reaction on their face. Alright, yes, what is next?
The third... so sorry. The third course is from my own home in Waterdeep, far from here. A lamb, thyme, and rosemary, and mint pie.
They begin to eat. And they have a quizzical look on their face. What did you say was in this? Other than mint, there was thyme?
Rosemary, thyme, mint, lamb and a little bit of... it's encrusted with... It's also filled with more than simple ingredients. It's also filled with, pride and my own feeling of home, and memories of my own mother.
They begin to almost dab at their tongue for a moment. And you start to feel at the back of your throat just the like umami of lamb and thyme. Sorry, I am not, I see what you are saying, yes. What is the next meal? What is the next course?
This final course is a surprise. I think childhood and our own lives are filled with so few surprises. So I would love for you to crack open this pavlova with a spoon and enjoy it with what's inside. And then I present the pavlova with the ruby dust. Inside should be the mint, both the mint ice cream and the mint oil aromatically coming through. And filled with Tomas's love for Marabella.
They crack it open. You see other people are kind of like enamored with it, but again, nonplussed. But they are taken aback as they begin tentative bites. See a gentle tear begins to form. I just want out. In this moment, you realize everything that they're tasting, Tone, you're tasting again. And not only that, it's perfect. And they stand up. Kind of wipe their tongue. It was you. It was yours. You have quite the palate. Because of you, I was able to experience the world that I could not, because I've been trapped here for so long. It is gone. Ah, I see. You did not know it, but you, fulfilled your side of the bargain that I made with you a long time ago, young chef. And she just looks at the dessert and just takes a bite joyfully. That this would go back when I finally felt like there was hope again in the world. And as that bite happens, surging through your mouth, every flavor, every meal that you just made, and then lingering on that first taste back in your mouth. Tomato soup. It's back. For better or worse.
I think Tone just sits down and starts crying. wherever he is. And then gets up, tries to compose himself, and just thanks Valentine and says, you honor me by eating my food.
Well, you have honored your bargain and you have won your challenge. You have impressed me thoroughly, which is very good because now I actually want to live in this world since I have found the best chefs that there is. Sorry everyone, this competition is over. I have no use for any of you. You just see Blanche just go like, oh, what are you? It's like, it's over. Actually, in fact, I believe that we have a lot bigger fish to fry, actually. See, I was very content with this entire city going down to the ground, but now I actually care again. Who knew? So, young one, and she just points over to you, Gozog. I believe that you, discovered something very distressing very recently, yes, sir?
How the hell did you know that? Doesn't matter. Tone,
like I said, I was fine with it all happening, but now I'm not, so I want to help.
I don't love that, but I'm glad you want to help now.
All
You
right.
guys, I discovered I was with Humphrey, and we were looking for the Two's device, and we were flying over the thing, and we realized, oh no, Earth is flat. Let's look under Fable Rise, and the Two's device that's messing with Fable Rise's magic is underneath the city, underneath the floating island. I need someone who's better at magic than me to come with me and go check it out and figure out how to deactivate it. I don't know. Also, Tone, congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I'm still processing things.
I knew
Thank
you
you.
could do it.
Let's...
I knew you could do it. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Can I insight check that? I'm just-
See, when it happened though, by the way, Tomas started like jumping around, hugged you real quick, then went over to you, Marabella, kissed you on the cheek, then went, sorry, no, I'm not sorry, I wanted to do that, I don't know how to
Grabs
process.
him and gives him an actual kiss.
All right, you see, Valentine just goes, yes, like the other people are starting to get very angry, like wafting away. Alright, I will help in any ways that I can. I am not all powerful, even though I like to pretend that I am. I will help in any ways that I can to help show up any defenses that we need. It would be nice, I think, fighting for hope, I guess. A deal is a deal. What? Do you have a qualm with me knowing that there was something going on in the city, but now I'm going to be okay now?
No, let's just go turn it off.
Nope.
I don't.
No,
I
no problem.
do.
Let's go.
I'd like to keep making food.
Alright, alright, get out of my house. She just goes, and you find yourselves teleported back to David's
Oh,
in an instant. As you are out of the competition. There's still a lot to be done.
Can I?
Yes. What do you want
Marabella wants to really quick go run to the bar and grab a bottle of champagne, shake it really, really hard, pop it open, and just spray it all over Tomas
to do? Mm-hmm.
in excitement.
Tomas or
No,
Oh.
Tome.
you
Sorry.
could do it on. You could also do Tomas.
But everybody's getting wet with champagne.
what are you doing? There's a bomb.
But Tome's got his taste back and he won, and we're so proud of him! Yay!
I know. I'm so proud of him. I need him to come look at this thing.
Okay, I can't fly.
Right, goes like that is very true, but counterpoint, David's now has the greatest chef in all the multiverse.
Yeah.
Another bottle.
I love what that does make Golza go. All right, yeah. All right. There's a lot to be done. There's a bomb to disarm. There's a bomb to disarm, a queen to defeat. We will see what happens tomorrow night here with more PairOfSocks Lost. Tone, you are the final one to get your lost thing back. You are, of course, leveling up, my friend, and there will be some bonuses for you that I will come up with and make sure that you have by tomorrow.
Amazing.
That I will say this,
Amazing.
you don't know it yet, but that nat 20 on knowing where it is, where the bomb is, really fucking helps a lot.
Fuck yeah.
Because that thing,
This-
that might have been the entire first half of, genuinely might have been the first half of next thing. And now you might, things are going to be different. I don't know how, I'll just say this right now. I have 5 different permeations of where the final battle will take place, and I'm very excited to see which one you all stumble yourself into. Very tense. I will say pretty much every single DC was a DC 30 that you were just like,
Wow.
were augmenting, basically. Like, it was like either going up or down. So it started at 30, and then you would like make it go down by 5, get bonuses from your friends. The other ones would add it up.
And we're finding out tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're doing this tomorrow, so please come
Hell
back
yeah.
here tomorrow. It's our for the second session of this week, and that will be our penultimate episode, which we will then have our final episode next Tuesday.
That's like my favorite
We're
word.
starting at like
I know.
6:30
An ultimate,
tomorrow.
me too.
Huh? It's the same
Starting
time.
at like 6:30.
It's same time tomorrow. Same time tomorrow. I will say this, especially on next Tuesday. We've talked about this before. We'll probably go a little longer than usual. We're prepared for that, gang. Right? We're prepared to go a little longer, especially on the last episode, just to make sure we get everything done.
Yes, sir.
This will be the last time that we for sure try to make sure that we end right at this time. Thank you so much, gang, for being here. Does anyone have anything they want to plug? I think a lot. There might be a lot of plugs this time around. Anyone have anything they want to plug right now?
I always go first. John, go first.
The only other thing I want to plug is if you are enjoying this, please be here tomorrow for the next, for what's going to happen next. This is going to be an exciting couple of streams. Also, if you like D&D, Saturday is the finale live stream of a Kickstarter I'm doing with Star Kid Productions, which we will be playing D&D as a part of that. And if you haven't been following the Kickstarter that we're doing, it's just search for Cinderella's Castle Kickstarter. We're trying to raise a lot of money for a very, very expensive, very high budget production that we'll do in LA in July. So if you can donate any money at all, it helps us a lot. And if you want to donate a little bit more than a little, you can get one of these sweatshirts, which is extremely comfortable.
Oh.
It's like wearing a cloud. It's very, very comfortable. It's very nice. So
That's cool.
so
That's
yeah,
a
that's
cool sweatshirt.
that's all I've got to promote.
Wonderful. Yes, please go do that, because if you go and watch that stream, also our very own Papa Primavera will be the DM.
Absolutely. Absolutely. he will.
Yeah.
It's
Papa
the,
Pete.
it's the crossover. Only those who came over and decided to watch Hero Club as well will appreciate. Please hype him up in the chat.
Yes,
but maybe
please.
this will get some more people into Hero
you-
Club and
Yeah,
more
right
as
people
we are
into
finishing
this
into
stream.
Star Kid.
If all you're doing is going into the chat on that day and say, wow, oh my God, George Primavera is a great DM. You should follow Hero Club. That alone would help a lot.
Yeah.
God, I gotta remember to do that.
If all you do is go in and say, wow, this guy looks kind of like a zaddy. Oh, wow, who's this Papa Primavera? He seems so
That-
handsome. That will make
Hallelujah.
him
That might-
uncomfortable, and I think that means you should do it.
That might
Yeah.
confuse the people watching, but it was certainly a good idea to do that. So it should be a lot of fun.
Great.
And then also, guys, I was thinking about canceling the stream this Thursday, but I won't be. I'll be streaming art this Thursday at 4 p.m. because I just have too much art to do. So come watch me do some art on Thursday. That'll be a lot of fun. And then this doesn't relate to Hero Club, or, I mean, it sort of does, but not really. The artist Famous Friend is a really great musical artist on Spotify, and he kind of recently, a couple weeks ago, released the Tan Lines EP, and I legitimately just can't stop listening to it. It's so good, and I want him to be a famous musician. So go check out Famous Friend on Spotify, specifically his most recently released EP, Tan Lines, and watch my art stream on Thursday, 4 p.m. PST.
Anything else?
This has nothing to do with anything tangible. I just want to plug my own ability to know when to cast Death Ward at the appropriate
thank
time. So
God
it's going to
you did
save a
that. It's
character.
happened,
I'm 2
like,
for 2. I'm 2 for 2.
Two for
Cool,
two.
Hannah. What time should people tune in to watch you do Death Ward?
Tomorrow at about 6:22 PST, and then again on Tuesday.
God,
always
I'll
good.
say this.
Same
I
time.
I mean, I know I have full control, but I really hope I give you guys a long rest, because if I don't, you guys are really tapped on spells.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
really
am
fucked. I used
on
so many
spells. Well, I
spells.
leveled up, so I'm fine.
I
I'm
know,
okay, but
I
Everybody
went
else.
all
Yeah.
out.
I should
I regret
really,
nothing.
I should really maybe consider not giving you one. Who knows? Well, we'll see.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I'll see you guys. Okay, we'll see you all tomorrow night, and I'm
Can
sure we'll
we-
plug the same stuff.
can we turn David's into a Final Fantasy VIII Balam Garden and then go underneath?
I'll give you $1,000
go
if you tell me what that
underneath.
means.
Marty, that's the easiest $1,000.
Yeah, I would
Nails
happy
ever
do it
make.
for free.
Yeah.
So
I won't.
give
I
me
don't have any money.
$1,000. Okay.
Okay, we'll see you all tomorrow night. We're all loopy. Marty and I have been playing D&D since 10 in the
Such
morning.
a long time.
We'll see you next time. Bye, gang.
Bye,
Goodbye
guys.
for now.
Bye.